is sound? Sound, like light, is a type of energy that is transmitted by waves. Sound is generated as a result of things vibrating. If something is making a sound, it will be vibrating, even if you can't see it. A good way to visualise the vibrations is to bang a tuning fork on a table and then hold it against the top of some water. You should see the vibrations moving away from the fork in circles to the edge of the bowl. Sound does not travel in straight lines, but travels out in all directions, hence the ripples on the water. Sound does need something to travel through. It cannot travel through a vacuum, which is why they say, in space, no one can hear you scream. When the sound vibrations reach your ear, they vibrate your eardrum, which in turn vibrates the 3 tiny bones sitting on your eardrum. These vibrations are then converted by your brain into the sounds which you hear. Anything vibrating makes a sound, but sometimes we need to be very close to it to hear it. In order to make sounds louder, we often need to amplify the sound. This can be done electronically through speakers or naturally through the body of an instrument. For example, inside a guitar's body, when a string is plucked, the air inside the body vibrates and amplifies the sound to make it louder. The same is true of blown instruments, where the air vibrates inside the tubular body. A tuba makes a naturally louder sound than a cornet, as it is larger and there is more space for the air to vibrate around in it. There's also more energy going into the tuba, as the tubes are longer, so you need to blow more. Sound vibrations travel by compressing the material that is in front of them, whether that's air or something else, liquid or solid. Imagine a slinky that's held at both ends. If one person pushes the slinky forwards towards the other person, the coils will compress towards the next set of coils, and so on until they reach the end of the slinky. They will then bounce off the end point and return. This is effectively demonstrating an echo. Sound vibrations actually move more efficiently through solids and liquids than through gases. Think of those old Western movies when they would put their ear to a railroad track to hear if a train was coming. If you think of the arrangement of particles in a solid, they're much closer together and therefore pass on their vibrations more efficiently. Whereas the particles in a gas have to collide with another particle within a much larger area. This is how string telephones are able to transmit your voice along the string, even when you whisper.
Well, let's see. Okay.
And this one's higher.
Okay. So now you found that out, what do you notice about them? What's different about them? Okay, the colour.
It has different letters.
Okay, so
this one's more big and that one's more smaller.
oh, this one's bigger.
And that one's smaller.
Okay, that's interesting. Is one a higher pitch than the other one?
I think that one's a bit higher.
Okay, let's measure them. So it's the purple bit and the white bit. Are they the same size?
This one's only
Just a little bit bigger. And this one's a higher pitch sound, did we say?
Yeah, smaller ones make it higher and big ones make it lower.
Ooh! I wonder when we get another instrument in a second if you could investigate that and see if that's the same for the other instruments.
Wait, this
I think from that string, that chord, and that one, they're all No, that one, and that one are all the high pitch.
I think, because that's right at the end, that's the smallest, and that's high pitched. This is very small, so that's high pitched, and this is very high pitched. But as you go up, it's it's high pitched. But
No, it gets
these
more
two have but these have a pattern because you start from here and you're going like down, so it goes more low pitched. But then when it goes up to here, it's like going up to this one on there, because that's very not that pitch, and that's very low pitched, and this is low pitched as well.
So for loudest.
So as you go, because we said as you go on every string, like you go this way from here, it gets lower and lower on every one.
That's the loudest. So that means this is the loudest. That one's the loudest.
That's high pitched. This is high pitched, and that's the large string. This is the last one, and that's high pitched. This is the smallest one. This is high pitched.
Have you got a communication person on your table that'd like to feed back, Miss Eames? Go on then, Prina.
When we did the boom whackers, we the green one is bigger, so the sound is lower, and the red one is smaller, so it makes a higher sound.
Lovely. Did you notice any differences with any of the other instruments? That was about the boom whacker. So if it was a bigger boom whacker, it made a lower sound, and the smaller boom whacker made a higher pitch sound. So did you notice that with any of the other instruments?
Yes, the recorder, the more holes you covered, the higher the sound was.
Ooh. On the recorder, the more holes you covered up. So on the recorder, the more holes you covered up, was it a higher sound or a lower sound?
Lower.
A lower sound. And if you if you uncovered the holes, what happened to the sound then, or the pitch then?
It got higher.
Higher. Lovely. Does anybody know why? Did anybody else find anything out like that? Any similarities to Prina's findings? Who are our communication officer on that table? Go on then, Biddy.
So what we found out is that all the instruments, the bigger ones, the shorter ones, and the thicker ones, they were the low pitch sound. So we tried all of them, and we tried another one. So on the guitar, we put our one finger on. So we moved one finger from one side to the other to see if there was a difference in the sound.
Okay. So what was your findings on the? Sorry. So you said if it was a bigger piece of instrument, what kind of sound did it make?
So what I meant is on the instrument, like the glockenspiel, if the tile is longer, then it makes a lower pitched sound. If it's shorter, then it makes a higher pitched sound.
Lovely. Okay, so it seems like everybody's got the same sort of ideas. We're saying if it's a smaller instrument or smaller surface area, so the smaller boom whacker, the smaller pieces on the glockenspiel and the xylophone, it makes a higher pitch sound. And if it's a longer piece of material, so longer on the glockenspiel or xylophone, or it's a longer boom whacker, it makes a lower sound. Is that what we're all saying?
Yeah.
Okay.